Welcome back to the Sibling Group Chat. I'm Owen.
And I'm Cassidy.
And we welcome you into the Album 5 tier list. Adventures in Odyssey Album 5. Daring Deeds, Sinister Schemes is the album name, I believe. And we hope you're back with us after Tuesday's podcast episode, which was just a doozy. And
I know. And
if you haven't listened to that, please go listen to that, because it was a good one. And if you did listen to it, I hope that you enjoyed it thoroughly, because it was fun to record. But yeah, we welcome you into the Album 5 tier list. Yeah. You have anything to say about all that?
Should I go into our explanation of what a tier list is quickly for anyone joining us who hasn't seen them before? A tier list is just that's what it is, a list by tiers. And for our purposes, S and F tier are all-time Odyssey, whereas A through D only involves this album. So that's why you can see there's already 6 lovely episodes, or rather 3 lovely episodes and 3 not so lovely episodes on our list.
Indeed.
From the previous 5 albums, actually, because we have albums 1 through 4 and the Officer Harley collection so far. So yeah, and enjoy the names of our tiers, which are basically their own mini tier list of locations in Odyssey. So.
Indeed. Yeah, so let's get into it. I should probably have these in a better order, because maybe I could pull up on my phone album order so that we go in a normal order, because I just have them in the order. Actually, they're probably backwards now that I think about it.
Well, considering that most of these episodes are one cohesive storyline, it shouldn't be too hard for us to remember the order they go in, but...
Well, I'm just going to pull it up here.
Good idea.
But yeah, this is a good album. I was just looking through these and I was like, it's going to be hard to not put some of these, or all of these, not all of them, but a lot of them. Like, I feel like it's an S tier album, regardless of where we put the actual episodes. I feel like it's just an S tier album.
Yeah. Or maybe
so the first,
just in my own personal go-tos. But.
Yeah, maybe. The first episode in this album is the Imagination Stations Part 1 and 2. So the Digger Dig Willow adventure. I feel like that's probably a B.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, it's got a good story, and it goes with Heatwave, which isn't in this album.
It's got some big stuff going on.
We don't get a whole lot. Right.
We've got the creation of the Imagination Station, an episode about the crucifixion, and a salvation, which, again, salvation doesn't mean it's a good episode, Freddy. But...
He throws so much shade at Freddy.
Oh, Freddy. We just love to hate him, I guess. His episode, anyway. We don't hate him. That's not nice. That's what the episode is about. But anyway, It's not a discussion of Freddy. This is a discussion of Digger. I feel like it could be A tier. But if you would rather put it at B, that's okay too. I just feel like
I can do A tier.
I just feel like for how significant it is as establishing the Imagination Station.
That's fair. Yeah, and it is a good episode. It's fun because it establishes some of the, like, nuances, I guess, of the Imagination Station, like the explaining that I'm from Odyssey, which isn't in Greece, is first brought up there, I think. The Digger thinking that these are all paid actors that Mr. Whitaker somehow has in behind Wit's End is hilarious. But also the story is told really well of the crucifixion, and yeah, it's a good salvation story for Digger as well.
Yeah, I think
so. I can do A tier. Okay. So then we have an encounter with Mrs. Hooper, which is a touching episode that
is it?
Feels almost out of place in this album. But we do meet Richard.
So out of place, in fact, that for a while Odyssey didn't include it in this episode, or in this album, rather, until they realized that Richard messed things up.
Richard of unnamed last name is in this episode.
Richard, just Richard, is in this episode. Yeah. So, yeah, is it C tier?
B, C? You think C? I could go with C. Yeah, that works for me. And it's a good episode. Yeah. There's nothing special per se.
It's pretty mid, but I mean, it's a sweet story, yeah. But especially in the grand scheme of the album, nothing special about it.
Right. And then we have A Bite of Applesauce, which I'm just gonna say I think it's A. It's good, but there are other episodes in this album I'd rather listen to.
Yeah.
But some of them don't make sense if it doesn't exist. Yeah.
I don't know. I could almost put it at B. I don't know.
You think? Okay, I thought you were going to be pushing it higher than me, so I'm good with B too.
I think you could put it at B.
Yeah, I think it's essential for sure, but the episode itself isn't like the best of these ones, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know what else you have to say about that. I mean, like, does anything even happen in that episode besides learning of the computer room and then Connie and Eugene both getting fired, essentially?
Yeah, that's it. I think it's just very much like setting up a story. Like, there's nothing really funny about it. Which is not saying an Odyssey episode has to be funny, but most of the time, my favorite episodes are going to be funny or super intriguing. And this is either one of those.
Yep. Now we get Connie Goes to Camp parts 1 and 2. And I think I do like this episode a lot. Like, this is a really fun episode. It's probably not S tier because the story in it, like, compared to the grand scheme of things, isn't fantastic. But I mean, it's tied in well to the rest of the storyline here. Like, it's Connie learning her lesson from A Bite of Applesauce and putting it into practice. It's setting up the disconnect between Connie and Lucy. And also it's just a really fun episode.
Yeah. I think I would put it A tier. Because like you said, I don't think it's S tier because in the grand scheme of Odyssey, it's not up there. But it's a really fun episode for this album. Mm-hmm. And it's funny. It's got some really funny dynamics in it. Lots of shenanigans going on.
And I feel like if they could have made it just about Connie and the storyline with her and her campers, but that they throw in the Jack, Oscar, and Jimmy part is just fantastic.
Yeah, that's great. Are we going anywhere?
Guys. You need to untie the boat.
Yeah. Do I get to keep my life preserver on? Absolutely.
Absolutely. My mattress is too firm. I can't get comfortable. Oh, poor baby.
Did you ever end up using that line this summer?
No, I didn't. I never did.
A bummer.
You want me to come over there and fluff it up for you?
Looking back, can you think of a kid that you could have used that line on?
Not quite, but it probably could have been close. There was at least a couple times where it was like, why do you get a comfier bed than us? Because I work here all summer, okay?
It's true.
And I get less sleep than you do, so at least I get a comfier bed.
Mm-hmm. But 7-liter beds are nice. But that's a discussion for not on the podcast, I guess. So.
Mm-hmm. Probably. Yeah, so that is Connie Goes to Camp. Then we get Eugene's Dilemma. I'm just going to go right out there and say I think it's a better episode in terms of writing than Connie Goes to Camp. It's not funny, but...
No, it's not funny, but I think it is better. I feel
better
like
written.
It's more...
I feel like we probably have to put those in the same tier. Yeah,
I feel like we do kind of.
But I feel like we probably have to put those in the same tier, don't you think?
Yeah, I would agree.
Because I mean, it's Eugene's lesson. It's Eugene's what's going on with him while Connie's at camp, essentially.
Yeah, I feel like Eugene's lesson is better hashed out than Connie's. Is kind of like quicker. Like she also has to learn the lesson because Eugene had to, and that's how they get hired back. But yeah, I feel like Eugene's is worked through better.
I put it ahead of it because I just think it's a better written episode. We also get a whole lot more about Richard Maxwell. That's important later.
Yeah, he's a Renaissance man. He dabbles in lots
and we
of
get
things.
that line. Particularly money-making kinds of things. I was listening to something. I don't remember if it was another Odyssey episode or something else. And it said something about a Renaissance man, and that's all I could think of. I was like, I told you, I'm a Renaissance man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we get The Nemesis, parts 1 and 2, which sets up the battle, parts 1 and 2, essentially, is what it does. Brings in
I was about
Dr.
to say,
Blackford.
I feel like we have to put this whole storyline in A, but we already put Bite of Applesauce in B. So I feel like the Nemesis and the battle probably aren't on equal terms. So we have to decide.
No, the battle. I'm just getting ahead of ourselves. The battle is S tier.
Battle is S tier? Okay.
I think so.
So if the battle is S tier, is the Nemesis A tier? Or is it B tier?
I don't know. What do you think?
Because
like it does set up who all the characters are and where they're at going into it, but I feel like it doesn't set up, or it doesn't like. There's not a whole lot of action, I guess, in the Nemesis.
It's not as epic as the battle.
No. That's why I feel like it could be B, because it's kind of just like character establishment.
It's similar to a Bite of Applesauce, where it's essential, but it's not as good as some of the other episodes.
Right.
So yeah.
So you're good with B then? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like we could catch
how people are going
for
to
some of these.
I know. I'm curious to see what people are going to think about this because.
But I feel like when you take them individually and not the whole storyline, the storyline is really good. But when you take parts of the storyline, the battle is the only one that stands out of those. The Bite of Applesauce and Nemesis in the battle. The battle stands out above those two, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can't take them as a whole, because that defeats the purpose of the tier list, when you have to break them apart, this is kind of how we personally think they break down.
Right. So I guess I'll just put the battle at S tier before we get there. But I just think like the story, it actually like we get action there, we get what's going on, we figure out 100% that Dr. Blackford is actually evil, even though Chris spoiled that a couple episodes ago. I don't remember what episode that was. It was like the evil Dr. Blackford. Like, what do you mean the evil Dr. Blackford? I think it's the Nemesis we have not established that.
It's just the Nemesis part 2, I think, when all he's done so far.
Oh yeah, it's when Connie goes to talk to him.
License. Yeah, all he's done is try to get a business license. That's it. And Chris is like the evil Dr. Blackford.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's, I don't know. I just think the battle is more epic. And yeah, like we've already said, I'm just repeating myself at this point.
Yeah.
Then we have our best vacation ever, which again, kind of along the lines of Encounter with Mrs. Hooper is not fitting super well into the story. Like it does clearly happen within the story only because of Tom Riley's barn.
That's probably the only reason they left it in. Because since we review episodes in episode order, we know that there's more episodes in between here. So they could have easily... I feel like they probably would have taken out Best Vacation Ever and bumped it to album 6 like they did with Heatwave and Good Business. Except that it references rebuilding Tom Riley's barn.
Right.
I think that's the only reason.
I think just for how much we like Barkley Vacation episodes, it's got to be B or A, I feel like. It's not S, but... Because it's not even the best vacation episode.
It's not the best vacation episode. It's not the best Barkley episode, but it's a good one. I think I kind of want to put it at A. I think I would put it at A.
Okay.
Just in terms of, like, it being a Barkley episode.
Right.
Which
because
I get
we just like Barkleys.
Which this now randomly gives me a good idea. When, we finish ranking the show, which, is only a few short years from now, what if we did tier lists of types of, like tier list the Barkley episodes, tier list the, I don't know, that could be fun to rank them against each other.
Yeah, it could be.
But that's a ways down the line, unless that's a bonus episode. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that does it. Do you have any other thoughts? Like I was saying when we started this episode, I just think this is an S tier album. Like the album itself is so strong. There's not really a hole in the album.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, it's a pretty solid album, and again, we do this based on our preferences, not the fan base as a whole. But among the fan base as a whole, this is, I think, a go-to album. It seems like I'm learning people like Darkness Before Dawn a bit more.
Yeah, somehow I missed that memo until the 30th anniversary celebration. I guess it's just
I think it's because
where we were at in our growing up when we got there.
I think until we started this podcast, I think we've said this before, maybe we have. Until we started this podcast, we were just Odyssey fans on our own. We were not. Yeah. We didn't realize there was a whole community of fans out there who are primarily a fan base on the internet. Now we know. So we were only going based off of our own preferences. Where now we're learning, we're seeing kind of where everyone else lands about the show, and so I don't think there's anything wrong with that. We don't
necessarily fall in. Yeah, we don't fall in line with that, and that's okay.
Yeah, there's no problem. That's the good thing about a show like this is everyone can have their own opinions, and at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. We just all have to remind ourselves this a lot.
I will say, though, and maybe this isn't the time, but there was one time on Odyssey discussion I brought up a question against DVD, and nobody was able to give me the answer that I was looking for. They were all going around the one I was going for.
Yeah. But we're not here to start controversy, unless you want to be controversial about our tier list here. You can be as controversial as you want about that, as long as you're nice about it, but we don't need to bring up all the other Odyssey controversies today. No. That's for another time.
Yep. But yeah, I guess that does it for today's tier list. Yeah, comment your thoughts. What would be higher? What would be lower? Do you like
D or F tier
as much as we decided we do? No? Mm-hmm. That's not uncommon. We've only had 2 tier lists with an F tier episode.
That's true. I can't remember if we normally have anything in D. I feel like most so far we've had one at every, or not always F, but I feel like we've normally had a D. But
I say not always S, not always F, but we've had A through D. I feel like every time before this time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guess, let us know what you think in the comments. But that does it for today's episode. We'll be back on Tuesday with a regular Odyssey review episode. And, we'll see you next time. Subscribe wherever you get the podcast. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Bye.